A dramatic call from Tehran is raising tensions across the Middle East. Abolfazl Shekarchi is urging Muslims across the region to reveal the locations of United States and Israel military assets, promising crushing blows in retaliation. As war rhetoric intensifies, is the region heading toward a far more dangerous escalation? As tensions continue to escalate across the Middle East, Iran's military has issued a striking appeal to people across the region. A senior spokesperson for the country's armed forces has called on Muslims and neighboring states to reveal the locations of American and Israeli military assets, saying the information would allow Tehran to conduct more precise strikes. The remarks were made by Abolfazl Shekarchi, a brigadier general and official spokesperson for the Iranian armed forces. According to the Iranian state-affiliated outlet Defa Press, Shekarchi urged people in the region to identify what he described as the hideouts of American and Israeli forces. In his statement, Shekarchi framed the request as a measure intended to protect civilians. He said providing such information would help ensure that ordinary people in the region are not caught in the crossfire during military operations.
I call on the Muslim people of the region and the countries of the region to show us the hideouts of US and Zionist forces so that they themselves will not be harmed, and so that we can strike them more precisely. In this way, the people of the region will be safe from the crushing blows of our armed forces, and we can also free these people from the United States and Israel. We ask the Muslim people of the region not to become shields for the invading US army, so that, God willing, we can more effectively, more strongly, and more quickly remove the Americans from the region.
The Iranian spokesperson also urged people not to shield American troops operating in the Middle East. He said that avoiding such protection would allow Iranian forces to carry out their operations more effectively and more rapidly. At the same time, Shekarchi accused Washington and Israel of deliberately targeting civilians. He claimed the two countries were unable to confront Iranian forces directly and were therefore attacking ordinary people instead. Addressing what he called American Zionist enemies, the Iranian military spokesperson also issued a warning of retaliation. He said the actions would be avenged and warned that severe strikes against those responsible should be expected. Shekarchi further criticized statements from Washington about supporting the Iranian public. Referring to Donald Trump, he said the United States had launched its campaign under the claim of helping the Iranian people, while those same civilians were now being harmed by military strikes. Meanwhile, opposition voices outside Iran have issued their own calls to action. Exiled Iranian Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi released a message urging Iranians to prepare for what he described as a decisive stage in their struggle. In a video published by the London-based outlet Iran International, Pahlavi called on citizens to remain indoors for their safety and to gather essential supplies. He also urged people to continue protest actions, including refusing to attend work and maintaining nightly chants as a demonstration of unity. Pahlavi additionally addressed members of Iran's military and law enforcement who remain aligned with the government, describing the moment as their final opportunity to break away and stand with the population. He concluded his message by urging supporters to wait for what he called his final call. As the conflict intensifies and rhetoric on all sides becomes sharper, the region now faces mounting uncertainty. With military threats, public appeals, and opposition mobilization unfolding simultaneously, the situation appears to be entering a new and potentially volatile phase. Iran's newly appointed supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is reported to be safe and sound, despite earlier speculation that he may have been injured during the ongoing conflict with the United States and Israel. The reassurance came from Youssef Pezeshkian, a government advisor and the son of Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian.
I heard news that Mr. Mojtaba Khamenei had been injured. I have asked some friends who had connections. They told me that, thank God, he is safe and sound.
The statement follows several days of uncertainty surrounding the cleric's condition and whereabouts. It has been nearly 4 days since Iran named Mojtaba Khamenei as the country's next supreme leader, succeeding his father, Ali Khamenei. Yet, since the announcement, the 56-year-old has not appeared in public, delivered a video message, or issued a written statement addressing the nation. Instead, Iranian state media has relied largely on archival footage to introduce the new leader to the public. At the same time, reports from state television have referred to him as a janbaz of the Ramadan War, a Persian term often used to describe someone who has been wounded in conflict. The phrase meaning an injured war veteran was used by news anchors while reporting on his elevation to the country's highest political and religious office. However, no details about the nature of any injury were provided, fueling speculation about his physical condition. Mojtaba Khamenei has long been a controversial figure within Iran's political landscape. During the mid-2000s, critics widely believed he played a role in the rise of Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, whose presidency began in 2005 and marked one of the most confrontational periods in modern Iranian politics. The disputed 2009 presidential election that secured Ahmadinejad's second term triggered widespread demonstrations known as the Green Movement. In response, security forces, including the Basij militia, moved to suppress the protests. Demonstrators were beaten, detained, and in some cases killed. Many Iranians came to associate Mojtaba Khamenei with the crackdown that followed those protests. In recent years, Mojtaba had gradually stepped further into the public spotlight. Figures within Iran's political establishment increasingly presented him as a potential successor to his father. Some attempted to portray him as a comparatively moderate figure, though critics dispute that characterization. Accounts from defectors and former insiders have also shaped perceptions of the new leader. One such figure, Jaber Rajabi, who says he studied alongside Mojtaba Khamenei in the seminaries of Qom, has described him as even more ideologically rigid than his father. Rajabi has warned that the cleric is driven by strong ideological convictions and views himself as having a historic role in regional conflicts. In an interview before the war, Rajabi said,
Mojtaba Khamenei is more dangerous than 50 nuclear bombs. He believes he will lead the army carrying the black banners to liberate Jerusalem.
The picture that emerges of the new leader is terrifying. A man shaped by secrecy, financial corruption, the most brutal security networks, and ideological fanaticism. Meanwhile, international reactions have begun to emerge following the leadership transition. North Korea has publicly voiced support for Iran's decision, condemning what it described as the illegal attack by the United States and Israel, and stating that it respects Iran's right to choose its own leader. As speculation continues over the new leader's health, authority, and future direction, Mojtaba Khamenei's sudden ascent marks a pivotal moment for Iran. In the midst of war and mounting geopolitical tension, the country now faces an uncertain chapter under a leader who has yet to address the nation directly. Could this be more than just a real estate story? Iran's newly appointed supreme leader is facing scrutiny over luxury property purchases in London, including 2 high-value apartments located just yards from the Israeli embassy. The properties, together valued at tens of millions of pounds, were reportedly acquired through an Iranian banker who has since been sanctioned by the British government for alleged links to Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. But speculation is already swirling. Is the proximity of these properties, located just yards from the Israeli embassy, entirely coincidental? Or could it suggest a deliberate strategic choice by Iran's new leadership to position assets in the shadow of a long-standing adversary? Telegraph reported on March 9th that the 2 luxury flats were bought on behalf of Mojtaba Khamenei, the 56-year-old son of the late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, who was recently chosen to succeed his father as Iran's highest authority. Some analysts are now asking whether the acquisitions could represent a symbolic power play, a quiet assertion of Iranian influence in the heart of one of the world's most watched diplomatic corridors. The apartments are located in Kensington Palace Gardens, one of London's most prestigious and expensive residential addresses. The building stands less than 50 yards from the Israeli embassy and close to Kensington Palace. According to the reports, one apartment was purchased in March 2014 for £16.75 million. A second property in the same building was bought in November 2016 for £19 million. Together, the 2 flats, which include separate staff quarters, are now estimated to be worth close to £50 million. The purchases were reportedly made through Iranian banker Ali Ansari. British authorities sanctioned Ansari in October 2025, accusing him of financially supporting the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Hamish Falconer, Britain's Minister for the Middle East, said the sanctions were intended to send a clear signal regarding alleged financial support for the IRGC.
Today, we are announcing sanctions against corrupt Iranian banker and businessman Ali Akbar Ansari for his role in financially supporting the activities of the IRGC. This designation sends a clear message. We will not tolerate threats from the IRGC and will not hesitate to take the most effective measures against them.
Investigations by Bloomberg have claimed Ansari played a key role in property transactions linked to Mojtaba Khamenei. The reports also suggest connections between Ansari, shell companies, and a broader property network across London, Europe, and the Gulf. Among the assets mentioned is a £33.7 million house purchased in 2014 on Bishop's Avenue in North London, an area widely known as Billionaires' Row, near Hampstead Heath. Several derelict properties on the same road were also reportedly acquired. Despite the allegations, Ansari's legal representatives have strongly rejected any connection between the banker and Iran's leadership or the Revolutionary Guard. In a statement, his lawyer Roger Gerson said Ansari vehemently denies any financial relationship with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps or the new supreme leader. The revelations about the London properties have emerged just as Mojtaba Khamenei assumed the position of supreme leader following his father's death. His appointment has also prompted wider debate about the nature of Iran's political system. Critics argue the succession from father to son challenges the Islamic Republic's long-standing claim of combining republican institutions with clerical authority. For observers, the discovery of these luxury London properties has added another layer of controversy to an already historic moment in Iran's political landscape, one that continues to raise questions about power, wealth, and succession at the highest levels of the Iranian state.